All right, this story is very funny, chat. The Wall Street Journal just published this article. Behind closed doors, Biden shows signs of slipping. When President Biden met with congressional leaders in the West Wing in January to negotiate a Ukraine funding deal, he spoke so softly at times that some participants struggled to hear him. He read from notes to make obvious points, paused for extended periods, and sometimes closed his eyes for so long that some in the room wondered whether he had tuned out. I'm sure it'll be fine to elect him for another 4.5 years, right, chat? Just another 4.5 years. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Morning Joe reaction to this article.
Let's go to our top story this morning. The Wall Street Journal is out with a new piece entitled Behind Closed Doors, Biden Shows Signs of Slipping. The Journal says it spoke with both Republicans and Democrats who either participated in meetings with Biden or were briefed on them contemporaneously, but essentially only on the record Republican critics in the article. The one is former Speaker Kevin McCarthy. The Journal writes, quote, last year when Biden was negotiating with House Republicans to lift the debt ceiling, his demeanor and command of the details seemed to shift from one day to the next, according to then House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
By the way, they also quoted Mike Johnson, people around Mike Johnson, and admit that this was basically House Republicans whacking.
Why didn't they just ask Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Well, exactly. Why did? Yeah, they could have.
And Lauren Boebert.
Yeah, it's really shocking, especially when you see what Kevin McCarthy has said repeatedly, publicly, and behind the scenes about Biden on those same days when they were negotiating. You know, Willie, I could go on and on with things that Kevin McCarthy and others have said about negotiating with Joe Biden. I could also talk about what the French delegation said when they were negotiating with him and what they told me, and that Macron came out like, wow. Okay. Can tell you the same thing about Middle Eastern leaders that I talked to.
Like, I could get mad about this, but honestly, like, this is one of the most pathetic White Houses of all time. This is one of the most pathetic White Houses. This is the worst propagandist in the history of the world. Just a complete joke. Nobody even believes this guy. No, like, Joe Biden is catastrophically unpopular with the Democratic base. Like, it's just a complete loser.